Level 1, repurposing content. We are going to start with your blog post. Now, as you probably already know, a blog post is brilliant for search engine optimization. Anybody that is going in and typing anything related to your content, they want to land on your page. Now, this works best locally, but it can also, if it's quite unique and you're quite good at this, it can go worldwide. So you want to really focus on getting this right. So I am going to share my screen. So level 1, the how-to blog post. Obviously, how to whatever, how to remove a spider phobia, how to stop an anxiety attack in its tracks, how to fall asleep easily, whatever it needs to be, a how-to post. So first of all, I want you to open Hemingway Editor. This is an amazing, I've literally just copied and pasted what I have put on my screen, and it will give, not only check my spelling mistakes and things like that, it will also give advice on how to make it more readable, because the most important thing is that your blog is readable. We want people to stay on the page. It needs to be interesting. It needs to look nice. It needs to read well. So if it's difficult to read or make sense of, people will stop reading it. If there's too much jargon, too many heavy words, people will stop reading. So it wants to be simple and it wants to be interesting. So Hemingway Editor, I put everything through Hemingway Editor. Stops me from being so illiterate. So headline, think about a nice, juicy headline that is going to appeal to somebody with the issue that you solve or resolve or help them with. Think about that. It's really important that it stops them in the tracks. So the headline obviously needs to have your keyword being whatever you are solving. It may be hypnotherapy for a spider phobia. That might be, how to stop or how to remove a spider phobia with hypnotherapy. Then you've got hypnotherapy in there and spider phobia in there. So we want the headline to use your keywords, but also be catchy or something that somebody wants to read. And it needs to be under 60 characters. Introduction, obviously you start with the introduction, what the video is about, why it's important, etc., etc. So a good introduction, 100 to 200 words. Now, sections. Sections can answer questions on their own. So the how-to blog post, you can have different sections, different headers. They can be asking a question. For instance, you might even have a "Why am I scared of spiders?" as one of your headings. And then you might move into the how-to, the actual content of your blog. Now, backlinks. Backlinks are super important. If you think of a website as, they have these crawlers that come and have a look at your website. They want to be able to get to other websites, come from other websites. So backlinks are really important. You can have internal backlinks and external backlinks. Internal backlinks are links to other pages within your website. So you may write an article on this spider phobia and have a link to your main sales page for your spider phobia program. You may have a link to another article that you wrote on other phobias. You may have a external link. So you might have external links to a video about spider phobias on your YouTube channel. You may have an external link to your Facebook page. You may have an external link to who you are accredited through, who you have been trained through. You can have, as long as they don't offer what you're offering, you can have all these internal and external links. If you think about Wikipedia, every other word is highlighted with a backlink to other pages on their site. So you want to include as many backlinks as possible, as long as you are not taking them away too much. You're not sending them to somebody else that's going to solve their problem. As many backlinks as possible. So start to think about what you can link to on your website, contact pages, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. There's so many different options for external links that you can have, as well as internal links. Closing. So we want a summary, a conclusion, why they should do this, why it's good, any tips, things like that. So make sure that you close it. And we always want a call to action. Now, obviously, the most obvious one is book an appointment with me if you have this issue. However, they might not be ready for that big jump. So it might be get my free resource that's going to help you a bit, and you get their email address. That's a lead magnet. We'll cover more on that further down the line, but we always must have a call to action. It might be read this, a link to another article. It might be a link to your sales page. If you want more help with this, then you take them to the sales page, because they might not be ready to book a call with you based on what they've read so far. They might need some more information. Everybody buys at different stages. So more information, always linking them back to your site, back to your content somewhere to get the more information. And then there's the checklist. Go through it, make sure it looks good. Make sure that you aren't using too much heavy, bold typography. Make sure that you're using only 3 colors, only 3 fonts. Make sure that it's broken up into shorter paragraphs. Your paragraphs don't want to be unended. Maybe you'll have some bullet points. Make sure that it looks good, it's easy to read, they want to stay on the page, it's enticing. So at the end, you have your checklist to make sure that every blog post you have, you check it to make sure it has these points. Now, we will be refining this further down the line, but we want consistency. This is how we start the repurposing content. Once you've done this, we can move on to the next step. So get this done and send it in for me to check.